Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lesson 2 for Baritone and Euphonium. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about some fingerings, which we can see there, and we're going to show you how that works on the actual instrument, what that will sound like. So what the fingers do when we push down a valve is we lower the pitch just a little bit from one of the open notes that we talked about last time. So if we have my open note B flat and I'm playing it loose like this, and when I put some fingers down, the pitch is going to get lower. Okay, and if I put them down in a certain combination, I can play all of the notes in what's called a chromatic scale. It sounds like this. So there we played from our B flat all the way down to our low F sharp. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how the things that I've written on the board here correlate to what you're doing with your fingers. So our open positions here, as you can see, are marked by a 0 or an O for open. Then that 2 would be our second finger right here on that second valve. So first one's closest to the bell. This is our first valve. Our second valve is in the middle. Third one is the next one. And the fourth one, if you have it, is the one that's furthest away from your mouthpiece over here. So closest to your mouthpiece is the first finger. Next one over is second. Next one over is third. Next one over is fourth. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go from the open to the second finger on both our B flat and our F. This is what it sounds like. Let's start with our low B flat, so loose lips. And this finger, our middle finger, is going to be moving up and down on the middle one. We'll start up. Then put your finger down. Then up again. Then down. Up. Then down. Then up. Okay, the names of those notes would be B flat and A. So we got both of them while we were playing those two fingerings. Okay, next thing I want to do is going from open to our first finger. So open to first finger. It would look like this with our first finger coming up and down like that. That's going to make it a little bit lower than our second finger was. So it'll sound like this. Play it with me. So we're moving our first finger up and down. Those notes would actually be B flat and A flat. So now we've done open to second and open to first. Next thing we're going to try is open to first and second. So both of these valves here, 1 and 2, will be pressed down. Let's give that a try. on that one, you'll actually want to get a little looser as you try playing 1 and 2 because that's a lower note. Good. So now we've tried B flat notes. Now let's try this on the F. So we're going to start with tighter lips, faster air. Here is our F. Let's match that pitch together. There we go. There's our F. So tighter lips, faster air. And now we're going to do the same thing. Open to second to start. It'll sound like this. Okay, play it with me. Yeah, and as this is a big instrument, we'll want to make sure that when we're cradling with our other hand, we're also pulling it in against our body to help bear the weight of the instrument. We don't want to try holding it all with our arm by itself, but use that cradling motion to hold it into your body. Okay, let's do that open to second valve again. Good. Now we're going to try open to first. Remember, this one's going to be a little bit lower, and we are using this first valve, which is closest to the mouthpiece. Here we go. Good. Now we're going to try the open to first and second fingers together, like this. It would actually be an F down to a D. So FD sounds like that. Good. Now what we're going to try and do is finger all of our fingerings all the way down. You can see here I have some alternate fingerings marked over here. That's for instruments with 4 valves, which I have. So we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's start open on our F. So higher, faster, and tighter. And then we're going to put our second valve down. And we're going to change to our first valve. Then we're going to do 1 and 2 together. Then we're going to do 2 and 3 together. So your ring finger and your middle finger. Let's play that. Then up here is our first alternate fingering option. If you have 4 valves, you're going to use 4th valve with your pinky. If you only have 3 valves, then you're going to use 1 and 3. So either 1 and 3 or valve 4. Notice how those sound the same on my instrument. You may notice a slight change in pitch. That's because the 1 and 3 valve combination, this one, anyone that has the 3, is going to be a little bit sharp. So they actually put on a 4th valve here so you could get a better tuning with a 3rd valve down. So let's play 1 and 3 together or 4th valve. Here we go. Okay, now Now let's try 1, 2, and 3, which is your first 3 down. For some of you, that's all the valves you have. For those of you with 4 valves, you can play this fingering with just 2 and 4 down. So second finger, middle finger, and pinky down. Okay, let's play that one together. So that is what we call our chromatic scale. We're getting all of the notes that we can play from this open note down to the note above our next open note. So let's do that again slowly, starting on your open F. Here we go. So tighter lips and faster air, fingers up for our open F. Then put your middle finger down. That gives us our second note. And we're going to switch to first finger. Then 1 and 2. Then 2 and 3. Use your best option here, either 1 and 3 or 4. And then on this one, we have 1, 2, and 3, or 2 and 4. Use your best option. Okay, now what I'm going to do is play this on the baritone, where I just have 3 valves using the same mouthpiece here. As you'll note, my hand position is a little different because I reach around the euphonium so I can put my thumb, or the baritone, so I can put my thumb in that ring. Okay, so open again, open. Then second valve, second finger down. First valve. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. You can see here that this one only has 3 valves, so I'm going to be using the 1 and 3 fingering for our next note. If you have a 4-keyed euphonium, use your 4th key with your pinky, or your 4th valve. And now all 3, or 2 and 4 if you have 4 keys. Okay, this time you can look at the board. This is the order we're going to be following in. Use your best fingerings for your instrument. So if you have 3 valves, use that side here. And if you have 4 valves, when we get down here, use your alternate 4th valve and 2 and 4. Okay, here we go. Second. First. First and second. Second and third. First and third. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and as I said before, once we've gone that far, then our next note is actually another open note, which we talked about in our first lesson. It's that one down there. So let's do that whole theme. Here we go, back up to the top. Open. Second. First. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And back to open. So as we're going from this open F all the way down to this low B flat, we're gradually loosening up our lips. We're gradually decreasing the speed of our air. Listen to what happens if I do not do those things when I play down. So you can hear that the notes change a little bit, but they fluctuate. They go down a little bit, and then they pop up, and then they go down a little bit, and then they pop up again, and then they go down a little bit. So if yours is gradually, if yours is popping back up, it means that you need to decrease your airspeed and loosen your lips as you play down on the staff. Okay, let's do that one more time before we finish up today. Here's our F down to our B flat. So open, little bit looser, 2, little bit looser, slower, 1, gradually looser and slower, 1 and 2, gradually looser and slower, 2 and 3, gradually looser and slower, 1 and 3, looser and slower, and then our open note again. So these notes that we have learned here is a system that repeats. Every open note that is on the keyboard follows this pattern to a certain degree. As we get higher, we'll only be using the top of the pattern, but these first ones here, the pattern is used exactly. So I could play my high B flat and use the same pattern going down. So you can use that same pattern down from any open note that you have on the euphonium, or really any brass instrument that has valves. This pattern stays the same. So I hope this lesson was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.